Clearly, those Chinese manufacturing numbers set us off the wrong foot on the new year.
Completely rocked the boat, but I think what it really now says is, look, we've been talking about a potential slowdown in China now for months, but now this number actually confirms it. Sub 50 is contractionary, as you know, and although it's 49.7 and it's just below, the fact is the number is real, it is contractionary, and so someone's going to knock on the door at the White House and say, listen, the longer you drag this on, then potentially the worse it's going to get, and I think that's what the market's telling you. Although, you know, I don't think it's a complete disaster for the market. We found some support at 2450 on the S&P, and so let's see where the day goes.
Well, you could imagine a scenario in which the White House says it's working. Well, you know, we're putting more pressure on the Chinese economy the way we want to, and they are going to ultimately accede to our demands.
Okay, so you could say that, and that might be, you know, that might be Trump's way to go. But the longer he pushes it, then the worse it's going to be, not only for China, but then potentially it could be being worse for the global economy.
Well, I think they were doing that
until
until it started infecting our stock market.
Well, and exactly the point. And so if this continues to affect our stock market, then I think you see maybe a little bit of change of heart down in the White House in terms of maybe we should come to the table and be a little bit more cooperative.
Sort of gets at this question, Kenny, is how much of this turbulence in the markets has to do with global weakness and trade, and how much has to do with a potential U.S. slowdown in the Fed? So
at first I thought, you know, if you had asked me a month ago, I thought it was more of a European and Asian issue, because I actually thought the U.S. economy and the U.S. economy, our economic numbers are actually good, right? 3.5% on GDP. Historically low unemployment numbers, wages going up, it's all good. Inflation under control. But I think if this situation continues to spin out of control, then I think it begins to affect the U.S. economy. And that's where I think it's a very fine line that you're walking. And I think everyone needs to be very conscious of that.
Any numbers you're watching or technicals this morning that we should keep an eye on?
Well, 2450, I think on the S&P is kind of where I keep my hat. I think on the other hand, you got to be careful because some of the economic data may be slowed in coming out this week and next, as long as the government continues to shut down. ADP they're looking for tomorrow, and the non-farm payroll on Friday. Whether those numbers come or not, I think they are due to come.
They are. Jobs report Friday.
Yeah, they are due to come, but there are some other numbers that are not.